JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 21st of September 2022, so you're welcome everyone. Welcome to this Wednesday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, yep, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, just a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our jfdbrokers.com website, which you can check out always for more information about us. So yep, here jfdbrokers.com. Now then guys, jumping into the charts. So the first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225. So Nikkei 225 drifted nicely below this 27,524 territory. I said to you my next target is this 27,296, which we managed to reach perfectly. And now the question here is, can we rebound from here? Because basically what I was looking at here, I'm still looking at this idea of a potential maybe descending triangle pattern forming here. So oh, not this one. Where's that highlighted zone? There we go. I think it's this one right here. There we go. So basically, we did drop below that hurdle, initial hurdle here. We drifted lower, so yep, nice move here. Everything's still fine. But now the question here is, can we see a further decline? Well, the Asian markets continue to decline. Of course, we have the big day today, the Fed's interest rate decision. So the question here is, will it be 75 basis points or 100 basis points? Of course, it would be really interesting to see if it only comes out at even below the 75 mark. I mean, that's probably impossible. However, yeah, let's see which one's it's going to be. If it comes out, let's say on the lower side, then, or let's say not a huge, it won't be a huge increase, then we might see the indices rebounding somewhat. We even maybe Nikkei could bounce off from this area because it's currently just beautifully sitting at this hurdle. So, and if we do eventually want to draw this as a, or want to consider this as a nice descending triangle pattern, well, a nice rebound here, of course, would be needed. So, hey, let's see if the technical analysis will work out with the, actually with the reality. So, at the moment, like I said, I'm keeping an eye on this area. I'm going to keep an eye on the, of course, on the cash index. The index here, Nikkei, is closed right now, so it closed with a decline due to the expectation of of the Fed coming out maybe with a more drastic measures. However, let's not over predict here. I mean, let's see how it actually comes out, and then we can adjust our trading. So at the moment, like I said, I'm watching this area. If we do drop below it, yes, I'll go further south. My next target here will be this 27,062 territory. Of course, we have that psychological 27,000 mark, and then we might go even further south, maybe towards this level, the 26,313 level, approximately around here, and then we'll take it from there. Good morning, Rudy. Yep, I can see you there in the chat room. Good morning everybody else, of course, as well, who's joining in. So happy to see you here. So Shanghai Composite, guys. So this one is trying to keep afloat, trying to stay afloat. We did decline initially, but now we're seeing a retracement, a strong retracement back to the upside, and we're getting into positive territory. We still have around 50-something minutes left of trading. So again, let's see how this is going to play out. But at the moment, I am careful with this. Of course, I'm not going to, let's say, be very bullish or very bearish. No, at the moment I'm considering this scenario still. So as I said before, maybe we could see a bit of a retracement here back to the upside, and then a drift back down. So let's see if that's going to play out or not. ASX 200, so dropped below that key support zone at 6,700, and I talked about this and I said that, look, if we drop and stay below it, this increases the chances for a further move south. Well, at the moment, I am leaning towards that. However, of course, this idea would be, let's say, the main idea if we would have, let's say, we would have a normal, just calm trading, week, and then yes, we could just kind of purely go from what we see here on the chart. But given that we have quite an eventful week this week, so yeah, to be honest, at this point, I think that if something good comes out from that meeting, maybe we could see a nice reversal here back to the upside. But at this point, let's say just purely going from what I see here, if we continue to trade below that 6,700 zone, I will continue aiming lower. If we somehow climb back above it and stay above it, then yeah, we could consider a larger correction here to the upside. The German index, DAX, okay, so here we have an index which pushed higher yesterday, but didn't really reach my area. I was really hoping to see that that test of the 21-day EMA, or maybe even the psychological 13,000 mark. But hey, okay, that's still fine. We had our little, we had the more retracement here to the upside, and then we started selling off. Now, if we take a look at the cash index right now, we'll see that. Bear with me one moment here. We'll see that we are currently trading at around 12,630 zone. So basically, we are near this key support zone. Okay. That's going to be quite interesting. Yesterday, after hours, we did briefly drop below this area, but hey, now the question here is, can we get another drop during main hours, main trading hours, and yep, during the open hours? Can we get a drop through this area? If we can, then yes, I'll go further south. My next target will be this 12,439 and the 12,391 levels, and then we'll take it from there. For the upside, I would like to see a push. Now I would like to see a push above this 21-day EMA, together above that psychological 13,000 mark, in order to go a little bit more to the upside here. If we do, like I said, if we do reverse higher here. Now, in terms of NASDAQ 100, guys, NASDAQ also, well, it remained flat, and I think it's gonna wait for the Fed. It might, let's say, increase its amplitude here. I mean, it could, start moving up and down with with a stronger pace, but eventually it might stay kind of flat-ish. And we will wait, of course, for the Fed to come out and see what's going to happen here. But I'm still considering something like that, where we could see a push back to that 12,000 mark. And then if it holds, another decline could be possible. We're currently sitting at around 12,860 zone, so basically just almost the same area where we have ended yesterday. So again, it's quite difficult to talk about this because yeah, it's not your usual average day. We do have some data coming out, so let's see how that's gonna play out. Now, the S&P 500, so we did get a retracement. Oh, actually, sorry, before that we got a retracement. Yesterday we kind of opened here and then we drifted lower, but then it kind of ended up being flat. So again, we violated my level here, the 3,837, but we failed to stay below it. So I'm still watching it. The cash index, let me just quickly double check. I think yeah, Okay, bear with me. So the cash index is currently sitting at around 3,000 and oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. There we go. There we go. 3,858, something like that. So basically near the same level where it closed. So again, not much excitement here. Just watching this. So I need to see a clear break again through this 3,837 level in order to go further south, in order to go higher. As I mentioned before, ideally I would like to see a break of this downside line and then go to the upside. But if we do get a push through the 3,962 territory, then yes, we might consider maybe a larger correction here to the upside towards that downside resistance line. But again, let's wait and see what's going to happen today with the Fed. Now DXY, the dollar index, guys. DXY did get a nice push, so yeah, finally everything's working according to the TA rules. I said to you yesterday, look, I mean, we got that rebound from the area near the 109.29 level. We pushed higher, and we eventually managed to climb and stay above that psychological 110 zone. So we're right now, I would say I am leaning, yes, of course, to the upside as long as we stay above that 110 zone. My next target is the 110.78, 79 zone, approximately around here, which is the current highest point of September. But if that gets cleared, yes, further push higher could be possible. Then, of course, we could aim for that 111 or maybe 111.50, and so on and so on. So, but again, I'll probably, well, not probably, but I'll pick up on this when we do get our numbers from the Fed. So, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Now gold, also carefully watching gold today. It's currently just, you know, moving sideways. It's oscillating, and in a way it's forming something of a bearish flag. So look, we have our little pole here, and we have our little correction, which is kind of in a form of a flag. So yeah, if that's the case, then this idea is working out so far, because this is what I've drawn previously. I said that, look, if we retrace back up and get a hold up near that 1677, 1681 levels, if it holds here, then yes, another decline here could be possible. We could drift lower, but at this point right now, probably the easier option is to wait for a drop below that 1654 zone right there. A nice good drop below it would confirm a forthcoming lower low, guys. Silver, guys, I haven't talked about silver for quite a while, but this is slightly different. I mean, it seems that it's really out of sync with gold, and it seems that silver is kind of currently a more attractive option to be in. It seems like that, but will it be actually? Well, we'll wait and see. So this has to be adjusted. Previously, when I talked about this, and I said that, look, if we do drop below this 18.15 level, I'm going to aim further south, and my next target will be the 16.95 area. We did initially drift lower. We stayed below it. We drifted lower, but we then reversed back to the upside. So basically, in these scenarios, when I mention something like that, so when let's say a breakout level works out nicely, you clear this area, you clear this barrier, you go lower, you quickly, once you're in profit, you quickly put your breakout, your stop loss on a break even here, just in case, just to avoid such scenarios. And you can see here, this is, well, that's why I'm saying this, because it makes sense here, because look, it really moved strongly to the upside. Now, at this point right now, what to expect here? I would say at the moment silver is quite attractive to the upside. However, so what I mean here is that, look, we might be forming something of a bullish flag here, and we have our pole and we have our little correction here in a form of a flag. So, and we're also holding above the 21-day EMA. So all seems to be positive. The question here is, will it end up being positive? Now, let me adjust a few things here. This has to probably go. We now mark this low, the 17.56 zone. We will also mark something here, like this one, for example, this upside support line. Now, it's a tentative one, I do understand, but I'm going to keep that for now. Another thing that I'm going to mark here will be something like here, approximately around there, guys. So this downside line could still be an issue. So if you do consider this as a potential bullish flag, then yes, of course, if it starts pushing higher, if it starts breaking the upper side of the potential flag here, which is right here, yes, we could go higher, but the only thing is, I think that the most important is still to wait, as I mentioned before as well in my previous analysis when I was covering these bullish and bearish flags, wait for a breakout through the high of the pole, which is roughly here at this psychological 20 level. So talk about numbers working out perfectly, and scenarios working out perfectly. So if we do pop through this downside line, then yes, we will keep an eye on that psychological 20 level, and a nice good pop above the 20 level would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and we could start aiming for initially for the 100-day EMA, but of course subject to where it's going to be at the time of the breakout. Maybe it's actually going to coincide with the 20 level here. So then everything would add up even better. But the main target for me will be this 20.87 or this 200-day EMA. But of course, for now, if you're looking for some upside, then yes, a break through this barrier, through this psychological 20 level is needed. For the downside, if you were looking for some lower levels, then maybe you could start looking at a break of this 18.78 level. So if you're looking for something like if you're looking for something like some lower levels, then yes, a break through the lower side a break through this upside support line and this 18.78 level would be ideal. Now jumping into WTI oil very quickly, guys. So WTI oil still here. Again, I think that probably the most important here is right now to just kind of wait and see, what's going to happen. But yeah, at the moment, it's nothing is happening here. So probably the Fed might make some moves here, or the Fed might have its effect here because it will have an effect on the dollar, and then consequently it will have an effect on oil. So keep that in mind. But as I mentioned before, for the upside, I need to see a break of this 90.17 level. For the downside, I need to see a drop of the 81.21 level. Litecoin, so range again. Last time I talked about this, and I said that we were breaking this lower side of the range, and I said that look, if we stay below it, then yeah, I'll go further south. Well, we kind of didn't stay below it, and we kind of stayed just bang on this area. So that's why it makes me cautious a little bit. That's why it makes me a little bit careful here. So if you're looking for some further declines, then yes, a drop below this area, a stronger drop below this area is needed. If you're very careful and very cautious, then of course you could keep an eye on the current lowest point of September near the psychological 50 level. Is that the psychological 50 level? Yep, that's correct. The psychological 50 level, that's where it found support. If we do drop below it, then further declines are possible because a forthcoming lower low would be confirmed. But again, at the moment, it's kind of leaning towards the downside. But again, also, we will keep an eye on the dollar today. Speaking about the dollar, or speaking about the dollars, the Australian and the US ones. So AUD USD, so beautiful break through the 0.6680. We have broken below it, but again, the question, will we stay below it? Again, due to the specifics of the day today, then yep, it's all about monitoring today and watching what's going to happen. Now, again, if you want to take position before the Fed, I would say you can. I don't recommend it, but you can. But in that case, you have to have your stop loss in place, guys. I mean, this could easily reverse against you. And of course, don't be surprised if let's say then you get stopped out, for example, if the spreads can increase or something like that. So maybe it didn't go there, but actually your buy price, if you're selling here, for example, then maybe it will shoot up and your buy price was somewhere here, but your sell price is there. So yeah, I would try to avoid these moments. So that's why I always suggest to kind of wait until the news comes out and then do something about this, because before it's always like a gamble during these days. So it's already a gamble, the whole market is already a gamble, but we're trying to kind of minimize our we're trying to kind of apply logic of some sort all the time, but yeah, still the market has a life of its own. Let's see. Let's see how this is going to play out today. But again, that's what I'm saying. So at the moment, if the circumstances would be normal as usual, then yes, I'm leaning further south, and as long as it stays below the 0.6680 zone, I'm going to go I'm going to remain bearish. But again, I'm not excluding to see maybe a sharp up move here as well. AUD JPY also waiting, probably waiting for this for the news, and this key support zone 95.75 level right here. I talked about this. So at the moment, if you just ask me right now at the spot, like, what do you think? I'm going to say I'm bearish, but because look, we're testing this area, we're below the 21-day EMA, so in a way we could see this one drifting further south, but I need that confirmation break here below that 95.75 territory in order to get a little bit more excited with the downside. Now, USD JPY, also something that I'm keeping an eye on, and everybody's keeping an eye on who trades USD JPY. I said it before and I'll say it again. If I'm looking for some downside, a break of this upside line is needed. Look how well it is currently providing support. For the upside, a push above this 145 level is required. So yeah, I would like to see a nice good move here above this barrier, above the 145 level, in order to go higher, because the forthcoming higher high would be confirmed. For the downside, I need to see a break of this upside support line in order to go lower. But then I will only go to this 21-day EMA initially, and then I'll take it from there, because maybe this is the area that's going to provide support. This area around here near the 141.50. So yeah, let's see how this is going to play out. USD CAD, guys, this is just music to my ears, or beauty to my eyes, or what would be the equivalent, I have no clue. But look, I mean, talk about perfect technical, and by the way, this is my second least favorite pair to trade, but I mean, after this, I mean, I'll just give it a little exception for today. But yeah, look at this. I mean, this is just perfect. Yesterday I talked about this and I said, look, if we stay above this 1.3224 level, then yes, I'll go higher. And if we do, if we do continue to trade, yeah, if we do rebound from here, then my next target is here, the 1.3390, which we managed to reach perfectly, not yesterday, but today. So, and we also hit the upper side of this rising channel. So now the question is, what's going to happen next? Will we get something like this or not? If we can get something like this, then it's great. We could see, a decline. If we can drop below the 1.3208 level, then yep, further declines are possible. We could aim for that inside swing high here of the inside swing high of the 12th of September. But yeah, at the moment, let's see. If we do clear this upper side of the rising channel, then yes, I'll go further north. But I want to see what's going to happen here. By the way, yesterday we had the Canadian numbers that came out, and basically the CPIs did come on a lower side. But yeah, the market didn't really. It didn't really help to strengthen the Canadian dollar, and yep, we saw that huge decline of the Canadian dollar versus the US dollar, and hence USD CAD rising. But yeah, like I said, at the moment I'm going to watch this. I want to see how today's day is going to play out. What's going to be interesting for me, and this is what I want to mention as well, that for example today we might see this one hanging around here somewhere, but let's say when the Fed comes out, maybe we could see a pop here through this upper side of the rising channel, but at the end of the day, if it, let's say, still drifts back down, that this could give me like a nice indication that, you know, we had our false breakout and we're now willing to drift a little bit back to the downside. So, you know, I'm gonna make this call. I want to see if this is gonna work out or not, but hey, at the moment I am just neutral. I will just observe this one, but like I said, I'm kind of keeping this idea in mind where, like I said, we could see maybe a pop here, a strong pop to the upside, but then it could reverse back down. US dollar against the Turkish lira, also something that is that everybody is watching, but of course everybody will watch that on Thursday, unless it's gonna move today. Of course, because of the Fed. So again, watch this. Let's see how this is going to play out, but it could be quite interesting, guys. I'm not going to rush into anything, but yeah, let's see how this is going to play out. And I'm watching this 18.36 territory because that's the all-time high. GBP CHF, something that I'm watching, and look at I mean, GBP CHF is just amazing. Previously, I called this. I said that, look, I would like to see maybe a bit of a larger correction here back to the upside, maybe a test of this 1.1117, and then a decline. Well, it's not really listening to me, and yeah, it's just doing what it wants to do, and it's just drifting nicely to the downside. Now, today, where's that calendar? No, I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow we have the SNB interest rate as well. I mean, there is an expectation of also a 75 basis point increase. So let's say this way, GBP CHF might continue sliding today, and let's see if how it's going to slide. Because, for example, if it does give us a strong slide to the downside, but then at the end of the day it reverses back up, creates us this little pin bar, this could be a sign of a reversal, and then we could see, you know, a little pop here because of the kind of you know, but again, I don't want to say anything yet. I just want to see how this is going to play. I'm just observing this one. I just wanted to run this by you just to see, if you do like to, let's say, trade counter trends, then yes, there is an opportunity here. However, just keep in mind that for now the trend is still to the downside. So whenever you're trading counter trends, then you need to be very careful. You need to have your stop loss in place just in case it picks up quickly the trend again and goes against you. So in these moments here, I would say yes, it's attractive. Maybe for maybe everybody's looking for an opportunity to go long here, but at the moment it's not giving us any signal here on the daily chart. GBP USD, so this one dropped below the 1.1414 level and it stayed below it. So at the moment, yes, I'm also leaning towards the downside, I'm leaning further south, but to get the same story as with AUD USD, I'm going to be very careful because, again, I want to watch what's going to happen here. We have the dollar involved in this pair, so that means that we need to keep an eye on the Fed. So yeah, I mean, let's say if we do push somehow back above the 1.1489 territory, then yes, I'll consider a move to the upside towards that 21-day EMA. If we stay below that 1.1414 zone, I'm gonna aim lower. I'm going to aim further south. Now, EURUSD, very quickly on this one, we're drifting back down a little bit, but we are still flirting with this 1.3324 zone. A nice good pop above this would attract more buyers into the game. We would be placed above the 100-day EMA, and potentially more buyers could join in. So still the same analysis is valid. Euro NZD, just a quick update. So there we go. We managed to reach the area near the 1.6967. I talked about this yesterday. I said keep your eyes on it, and there we go. We're now getting a little retracement. Everything's looking quite fine. Now, of course, my initial kind of idea is here to see maybe something like that. This is my This is the scenario in my ideal world. Can I get that? Well, let's wait and see. But if you're a little bit on the careful side, on the cautious side, watch this area. If we can break it, this 1.6967, if we clear that, then this will confirm a forthcoming higher high, and this could open the door towards higher level. So at the moment, keep your eyes on this. And finally, EURUSD. So there we go, guys. I talked about this yesterday, and it's working out nicely. So I said that, look, this could be a nice bearish flag here, and well, we got our breakout below the 0.9955, and now we're drifting farther south. We didn't get that drop yesterday, but we're getting that this morning. So yeah, everything's working out nicely here. We're drifting further south, and of course, the Fed. This pair might move the most, I think, but you know, be very careful. If you do like to trade before the announcement, then I would say, yeah, have your stop loss in place. If you're looking, you know, if you want to be a little bit more on the careful side, on the cautious side, wait. Patience is gold, and you might definitely squeeze something out of it. Don't try to chase the biggest, you know, jump or something, the biggest fluctuation. It's fine if you can take out of all this, let's say at least a pip or two, you know, congratulations, guys, you're doing good. Because again, the market is a wild place, and I would say if you can come out safe, then that's the most important. Doesn't matter if it's a pip or it's 100 pips or 1,000 pips. Of course, yeah, financially it does matter, but you know, in general, you don't have to look at it from the financial side. You always have to look at it just like, you know, if I manage to squeeze something out of it, great. That's just extra coffee money for me, you know. So okay. Perfect, guys. So I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your participation, your views, your likes, your comments, guys. Everything. I really like that. So thank you. I cannot express my gratitude enough. Thank you very much for that. So I hope you have a fantastic trading day. Stay safe. Have your stop losses in place. And I'll see you tomorrow at my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.